What's up, guys? OG2K here, and today we are back playing some ranked. We still have that 50 Raiders theme team, by the way. I am about to build, probably pretty soon, I'm about to build a Niners theme team, I'm guessing, for Reggie Bush. But right now, this is what we got. Appreciate you for coming through the video, by the way. Yeah, so Darian Porter up top, Bates on the side, Woodson we got back for this team, and then we put Taylor Mays on the side because he is 93 speed, 6'3", and you know what? Since we have LCQ, the MCS, the last MCS tournament coming up, I do not want to spend all my coins right now, so I'm just going to save the majority of my coins until that tournament. So for now, I'll just rock with whatever, you know. I'll just rock with 50 Raiders, and we picked up Brock Bowers, Woodson back. The team works. It's not the best team in the world right now, but I mean, we still have Mostert, so like since his upgrade went away from Blitz, I kind of want to get rid of him now, but I just had to play some ranked real quick. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Niners. By the way, appreciate everyone, you know, if you guys got the ebook. If you didn't know, we did just come out with the offensive, defensive, and speed burst tutorial in the link in the description and the comments. It's been going crazy, guys. Like I really deeply appreciate it. If you don't get the ebook, I also appreciate you guys just for being here, trying to learn and get better. So like the ebook is just an organized way to do it. So you could still watch the videos and learn from me here, but I really do appreciate like anything you guys do. So it just means the world to me. So he's going to all these spread out trips formations. Got to watch out for any seam streaks right there. We were there with Porter. I wasn't expecting him to throw that ball though. That's always my first read when I'm switch sticking around in cover 3 is that solo side receiver. And apparently we switch sticked onto the deep blue and he threw it anyways for whatever reason. So yeah, let's see how Mostert does without his upgrade. Honestly, I haven't used him yet, but he could be crazy, he could not be, but let's see. Okay, he's going for 2. We're gonna man up his point receiver and man up his tight end if we could get the adjustments off, and then hover over here, contain his strong hand side so we can't roll out with the new card. Watch for any backside in route. I'm really gonna be switch sticking onto that slot corner over there. Yep, we were on it. Beautiful. Pressure comes in by the time he has it. He didn't even have an open player, but by the time he wanted to throw it, the pressure came in. So that's the nickel 2-4. We have 4 double or nothings on the D line, 2 deep zone KOs up top, and then on offense, Miami Dolphins playbook. We come out and pistol Deuce close every single play, and we break this down in the ebook. And so base blocking. We are on Miami package. It's already set to that. And what that'll do is it'll put the fullback in the depth chart. Could be your fastest running back if you want him to be at receiver. But we like our actual fastest running back to play running back, so we could just run with him. But that's besides the point. So we flip this play to make sure the red corner is on the short side. And then what that'll do when we motion to split close pro, the motion play is going to be running towards the wide side. Here he's in dollar, so we're going to run Power O. This is a money play right here, Power O. So any kind of dollar, they're really going to struggle against Power O. So if you notice me coming out with the play flipped to the other side, it's because I'm coming out in dive sometimes. So also, since he's in mid blitz right here, we're going to throw to the receiver blocking side because that outside corner is going to get blocked by this receiver, and then that top safety is going to have to make a play. So we'll just take our 10-15 yards, and it'll make him have to run something different on defense. That's just an easy workaround for having to like dot this up. You could just, you know, set up this play. He's going to move his top safeties out. So what we'll do, we'll just streak our tight ends then. Actually, we'll block the tight end on the right because he's probably going to send heat. We're going to do both corners on target as user because he's probably not going to use a rush. And let's see what happens. Okay, we just have the running back on the Texas. Gets knocked out. That's fine. That was a beautiful play call. And if that happens again, we're just going to pass lead in that streak. So let's see if he moves his top safeties out because that'll really put him in a bad spot. Honestly, if he moves them out, we're going to audible to a completely new formation. Here he's going to spread his linebackers, so we're just going to run right up the middle. Kind of burst out of there with Mostert. Beautiful. That's fine. 99 speed, Mostert would have been a touchdown, but we'll still take our 9 yards. That's more than enough. So all we need is a yard here. Let's see if he sets up the moving the safeties out. Looking like he's not going to do that here, so we're just going to set up the RPO and take it. That top safety just won't be able to make it down there in time. Oh, he had a guy come in free there. Ooh, I'm gonna clip that and watch that one back later. I don't know what that was. So yeah, that was wide open, but his user was just there. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna streak both tight ends, and we're gonna inverted whip that receiver there. We're gonna motion the running back out, put him on a flat, on target his user, and this is going to make him really have to pick between either of the streaks. And right there, we just have one of the streaks. If he's gonna move his safeties out like that, that's really gonna put him in a paradox when he's trying to defend over the middle of the field too. We attack the sidelines and the middle. Use every tool in the toolbox. That's why we call it the OG2K Toolbox. But yeah, so use every tool in the toolbox. Let's see if we can get a stop on him now. All right, so he's in trips tight end, and what I'm doing on the trip side is I am moving the top safety out in the flat end. The 2 closest DBs to the sideline get blocked on the RPO, if you didn't know. So we want to make sure that the hard flat who would play the bubble is not going to be blocked by making him the 3rd closest. And essentially on the non-trip side, we're going to deep half that top safety so the tight end seam streak's taken away a little bit better. And then we're going to switch stick onto this flat to take the corner out away. Beautiful stuff there. Let's see if Mays could get out for a touchdown. He can't, but we're in the red zone. So this is this game is looking very bright for me now. This guy's got RG3. I don't know. You know, this guy must be top 100 or something, or he just got the free one. So here he's going to move his safeties out just a little bit this time. Still enough to make me switch my play. So we're going to go to this, and this is really going to throw him off because now that he touched his players and stuff, they're going to have a hard time adapting to... I'm actually going to... Okay. We tried to do too many adjustments there, but we're going to come out with the red corner here, and then we're going to... yeah, we're just going to call the RPO here. Honestly, I was trying to be smart and stuff, but yeah, that two you know, DB side's going to be very tough to stop the RPO. We'll take our 3 yards. Honestly, it'll just make him get into a new defense at some point. So that penalty put us kind of behind, so we might need to attack a little bit deep here. But since he's moving those safeties, we're going to... I don't like double streaks here because he could blitz, so we're going to call this again. And if he picks that 1 streak, that's fine. Okay, beautiful. We just take our streak. That's how you do it. You see if they take that streak, if they're in cover 0. If they don't take the streak, you go there. But it's important to have a route going across the middle so that they're drawn in by it, not just like, you know what I mean? So here we're going to go to the RPO. We're just going to simply have it on this side here. He hard flatted his outside DN, so hats off to him for that. So yeah, we just gotta maybe look for the other side. But if he's gonna do that when we're like actually on the field, he's not gonna be able to like blitz, or like we would have all day in the pocket if he does that, like when we're actually on the field, not just the 2-point conversion. And by the way, there's a pure solution to stopping that RPO. It's just like, I like to put them in scenarios where they have to stop it though, so that they actually like have to change their adjustments for it. So yeah, that's pretty much the goal of it. Like it's an easy play to stop, but what you do to stop it, I feel like I could pick up on and abuse that to my advantage. So yeah, let's see what we could do in the second quarter here. We're up a stop, and we're playing perfect offense, so let's see. By the way, that MCS breakdown, for my next elimination game that I haven't uploaded yet, I really want to break that down. It's just been like, it's really been tough to like, you know, sit down and do it because it's kind of depressing, like having to go back and, you know, watch. I feel like I moved on from that. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I played the what's the tournament, the Zero Chill MCS. That was pretty much like one of the MCS tournaments, if you guys don't know, like the in-person ones, and I wasn't able to make it, but I feel like I learned a lot. I'm gonna learn from my mistakes in the future, hopefully. You never really know until the future happens. So yeah, but just, you got, it's part of the game to lose sometimes, but it's kind of tough to look back at it. I mean, I did watch the game back. I learned from my mistakes in the actual gameplay aspect of it, but I'm gonna get to it eventually on the channel. It's just yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But in the red zone here, gonna man up his two most important threats and then switch stick around. Right there, my middle read kind of backed up a little bit too far for my liking. So maybe next time we'll stem him down a little bit so that he doesn't like roam around. Maybe right here we will. Maybe right here we'll stem down that middle read. Okay, he's gonna go to an RPO since his icon on the running back is X, and that's the flat RPO. We're there with our user to make the tackle. Good stuff. That is the RPO tell. The running back's icon is A or X depending on your console. A if you're on Xbox, X if you're on PlayStation, and that means it's a read RPO or some kind of RPO. And that's just like there's no rhyme or reason for it, but that's just in the game. So those are the kind of little things that I like to pick up on, like those little tells and stuff. It really helps. Like a bunch of little things will make you the best player in the world. I'm sure Henry would say that. So here he's gonna go back to dollar. We're actually just gonna go right back to I form close, and if he has a solution for power O, have had it. We'll find a different run, but I'm just gonna make them find a solution for power O. Like Mostert doesn't have the highest COD after the patch, but whatever, man. We can still score it. It's just the runs are so good, and I'm looking forward to using Reggie Bush in the future. So be on the lookout for a Reggie Bush video maybe. So you know what, the LCQ MCS tournament, who knows, maybe he could be our guy. So gotta be on the lookout for Reggie Bush. Here, this combo, this quick running back flat is really gonna put that outside corner in a paradox, because if he takes the flat, we're gonna throw the corner, but vice versa. If he takes the corner, we're gonna throw the flat. There, he kind of played both of them, but that was like a very good pass from Baker and a very good catch by Thornton. I was too scared to click on, I'll admit, but Thornton just did it for me, so it's perfectly fine sometimes. I mean, a 6'5" receiver, you better hope that he's gonna, catch that ball even without clicking on. So yeah, but he's in trips tight end. This guy's been loving verticals. I'm honestly just gonna man that guy up to his middle receiver, switch onto the corner. Make the tackle. I'm gonna start making like bigger adjustments if he's just gonna continue to call the same play. In the future though, I'm gonna just make a whole new, entirely new defense and post that on the Ebook website as well. But I still gotta figure out like I'm gonna have one for LCQ, but I gotta figure out exactly what I want to do, because I think I'm gonna do good at double mug, and maybe like in the next couple videos I'll run double mug just to like get the idea of how to run it. But yeah, so that's just be on the okay. He throws the corner again. We're switch sticking from the hard flat to take away the deep route. He has no route that's going to occupy that flat. So we're actually just going to turn that into a cloud on this play, so that we don't even have to worry about that. Okay, now he goes tight end drag and then throws it to McCollum. He might be out of this game. I enjoy winning games by a lot of points. Okay, 46%, 66.7. But yeah, so let's get into another game of action here. All right, we are back for game 2 of the video. By the way, the ebook is super detailed. I answer every question you guys, like on the platform school, I answer literally every single question you guys have for me. If you message me on there, honestly, if you message me in the Discord server too, I'll answer literally any question you guys have as well. So there's no excuse for you guys not to get better. I'm giving you guys all the help in the world. So just try and better your skills, learn the game from a new perspective if you're like a bunch meta player. But yeah, so I'd really appreciate any support on the videos or the ebook. But I'm gonna help you guys turn into the best player possible. All I ask is for you guys to put in the work too. If you guys put in the work, ask questions, I'll help you as much as you want to do, as good as you want to get. So It's really where we're at right now. But yeah, so I've been enjoying making, you know, videos and stuff for the past month or so. So yeah, but really just trying to get back into playing a lot of games, preparing for the LCQ tournament, and I feel like we're gonna do something good in that, hopefully. So it takes a lot of determination, and it takes a lot of determination. Yeah, I mean, discipline. Just, I mean, a lot of hard work. I mean, there's no other way to put it. You got to perform in those tournaments. So you could put in all the work you want, but if you don't perform, you're gonna have a hard time sometimes. But what we do, we put the work in and we perform. We put the work in so that we perform. And right there, we just got a shot right up the middle. By the way, those two defensive tackles we got, Jared Verse and Arden Key. Arden Key 0 AP, double or nothing, and Jared Verse has 2 AP, double or nothing. I don't care what stats they have. It lets me have a 2 deep zone KOs at my top safeties, and that is super valuable to have because it takes away a lot of the reads that they like to throw. So now we have not only pass rush, but we also have right there we get a pick, but we also have a little bit of extra help in coverage. So yeah, so let's see what this guy's got cooked up for me on defense. A lot of these guys don't have, like, they don't have a solution like on either side of the ball in ranked most of the time, but if they have a solution, it would be like on offense. So if you can't like score, then it'll be tough for you to play defense, I'm assuming, unless you're like the freaking the Houston Texans in real life. But yeah, it's whatever. I mean, the Texans just completely have the best defense in the league but can't score, so it's kind of funny. But Raheem Mostert's still pretty solid, so gonna just run him until we build this Niners. I mean, Reggie gets a ton of theme teams, so I'm thinking we probably build Niners. But here we're gonna look seam for Westover quick, and then probably the corner to Thornton because they beat Madden zone guys. Yep. Wow. I guess they didn't beat Madden zone there. I mean, he fried him, but we got to pass lead that, so could have pass led that down. I really thought it was just open enough to where I didn't need to pass lead it, but yeah, I mean, it's the corners have been a lot more cover than that. You're gonna have to do better than that. So yep, see how we just pass led it a little bit too far there. That's something I could practice a little bit more, as pass leading the corner routes. That's something I gotta work on personally, but it's doable. It just takes a lot of, you know, practice. And right here we're gonna go to this play. We're gonna read the field from left to right just like a book, and running back streak is there, pretty much like our second or third read of the play. And that is just like we look super quick. If he's gonna use her like the wheel in the corner, whatever, we'll take the streak as like our first read at that point, because if you're using something, then it's just really like you're gonna leave, like you're using the sideline, you're gonna give up like the whole entire middle of the field essentially against me, because I have routes going all over the place over the middle and the sideline. So right there, halfback dive is just amazing. We didn't even speed burst grade on that play because Mostert is kind of like, I think Mostert has like 88 or 89 COD, which is like a regs running back type thing, like, but he's still okay, but he's just not, you know, where he was before the patch. So, or not the patch, like the blitz cards getting downgraded. And yeah, so I had like Deontay Banks, the DB, I had the tight end Okonkwo, I had JT Woods, all those guys, but they got downgraded. So now we got Charles Woodson back, and a couple of the guys that we still had on the team before, just playing, you know, playing more important roles now. So under center, we pinch, crash up, contain every single time, and that'll just really do a good job against any outside runs, any QB scramble. It's just a base coverage, cover 3 cloud like I run every play, so I don't need to worry about any pass play really. And if he runs inside runs, I hover over the center against outside or inside runs, but if he runs inside runs, then I'll crash down contain instead of crashing up containing, because the angle going down is going to help with the inside more then the crash up angle, which will help primarily with the outside. But that's, you should do the outside first so that what's it called? Okay, he throws it right at me. Good job, Maze. You should do the outside first because the bigger potential is for an outside run to score. We're bursting a little bit with Maze there. He's pretty good COD, I'm pretty sure. He's gonna quit this game. 33 passing percent. Let's see. Let's hop into another one, guys. Let's hop into another one here. All right, this guy's in bunch tight end. It's just like trips I mentioned earlier. The two DBs closest to the sideline get blocked in the RPO most of the time. So we make sure that hard flat is the third closest, and that'll basically make him come in free sometimes. Not all the time if it's a good opponent, but Sanders is actually fast, so we're going to contain his strong hand side. Watch for any deep route. Okay, that is fine. You know what? Good play. Really good play. Really good combo. Really good read. But we're going to look out for that next time, essentially. So make sure that that is taken away next time. We're going to cloud flat that defender just so that we don't have to deal with that. Running back Texas. And beautiful, the cloud flat is there. The contain is there. And he gets tackled as he's throwing it away. Good job. So he hit a crosser. We turned one of the cloud flats on the outside corner, or one of the hard flats, into a cloud flat. So he's going to play a little bit deeper than if he was in a hard flat. Here, pass commit because it's 2nd and 10. He's probably not going to run it. Watch for, okay, beautiful. He just threw it right to me. Not much to explain there. He just had poor execution. That's a lot. Like, a lot of these ranked kids, they're going to have poor execution sometimes because sometimes they're just playing for fun. They're not like, they're trying to get the cards and stuff. Maybe they're not like competitive, but it's still good reps because when you play those ladder games in MCS, you're going to be playing, or even PL tournaments or money games, you're going to be playing people sometimes a similar skill level to people in ranked. So a lot of the same schemes too. By the way, since he's pinching his D-line, that RPO is going to be there, but he simply hard flatted his top safety. But with that information now, we could go double streaks, and we are going to fade the short side and leave the corner on the wide side. And basically, if he hard flats that top safety again, we're going to have Westover in the seam here. And beautiful. Okay. Dion made a heck of a play there, man. I don't know what to say on that. He was completely beat, but I mean, hats off to him, man. Here we're just going to go RPO to this side if he's going to hard flat the top safety on the other side. Maybe Bowers could get out. Beautiful. Bowers could speed boost better than Mostert. It's kind of wild to me, but it is what it is. But yeah, so it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, so when they pinch their D-line, that slot corner is going to turn into the read key. And basically he's just, the read key is playing the QB or the running back, not the pass. And if they have him in a hard flat and they don't know he's the read key, perfect for me because the guy they think is going to guard it won't. So just a little chess move there. Okay, he's in pinch D-line dollar. We're going to go to I-form close stretch instead of power O because he's pinched. And we're going to see if we could take this to the outside. Beautiful job, Mostert. He's not 99 speed, but he's still getting the job done. 24 rushing yards on that play. That'll get the job done. We don't need a one-play touchdown every time. And actually, I like it this way so I could really break down the offense a little bit. A little bit more, because if you score in one play, you're not really teaching much besides just like, obviously, like, yeah, I said that the last time, like I-form close runs, stretch or power O is going to do really good, depending on if they're pinching or spreading their D-line. But the more times I run it, the more times you guys understand it, and the more times you guys get to see the opponent adjust to it and like user it a little bit differently. So there, he like looped around with it, and he was able to make a tackle there. Let's see if we could make an adjustment for that in the second quarter here. So he's still in dollar. Actually, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna run stretch to the side that he's usering, so he doesn't have that extra CPU defender. And we'll see if he could still shoot it this way, because now he has one less defender, and that'll actually do the trick sometimes. If they're gonna user a certain linebacker in dollar, and they're using the opposite side linebacker than the strong side, they know what they're doing. They're playing the numbers game the right way. Obviously, that extra tight end on that side is an extra blocker, so he's going to want the extra linebacker out there to help blocking. So this time, we do a little workaround. We flip the formation, and then we run it to, now we have this, he really should have switched his user there to the other linebacker on that play if you go back and watch, because then he would have still had the extra numbers and he could loop around. But we were able to work around his little run shoot that he had the last play. And that's some of the stuff you got to do sometimes. I will admit, like, I like to say a lot of this stuff is like, if this then that. It's not 100% though. Like, sometimes you got to test things out. Sometimes things won't work, and that's fine. But you got to be willing to keep trying new things out after that. There's a solution for everything in this offense. It's just up to you to be able to put the work in and face as many kinds of defenses as you possibly can. Get beat as many times as you possibly can. As crazy as that sounds, because the more you get beat, the more you learn how to beat what you're bad against, and that'll make you like unbeatable essentially. Like, if you ask some of the best players like Henry what you could do to get better, and he's just gonna say playing, you know, as many games as possible. But the reason why you play as many games as possible, it's not so that you learn how to, it not only, here's a better way to put it. Yeah, it is to learn your switch stick, it's to learn like the mechanics of the game, your reads and all that, but more importantly, it's to learn, and a lot of people don't say this, it's to learn like the chess match of moving players around, play calling, like if there's a player over here, who's gonna guard the side, like just like if then statements about, you know, who's gonna guard what, if I have this guy on this route and this, you know, if this defender is always in this certain zone, who's gonna defend this route when I mix it in, then like stuff like that. And it sounds kind of dumb, but it's just an example. Like, you got to be willing to do that kind of stuff, and it's even if you guys are playing for fun, like, winning is fun. So that's what I say to that. But there he goes, deep crosser to Sanders, and I was in my cover too, so I didn't have a guy out there, but doesn't really matter if my offense is going to be unstoppable. So let's get back to what we're good at on offense here. All right, this guy's in mid blitz too. We beat mid blitz in the first game, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure this guy won't know how to stop this. So notice how we're making sure that the wide side has the one with the receiver blocking against this look. When I like the receiver blocking side, I like to give myself as much room as possible. Say if that was on the short side and I ran that, you know, that play, that idea, you know, maybe I only would have got a couple yards on it. But since I ran it to the wide side, and I'm going to do it again if he's going to be in this look, I'm just simply going to keep calling this, and Bowers is going to get five or so yards, just enough for him to have to think about going to a new defense. And if I'm going to get my 5 yards every play, I'm going to take my 5 yards every play. A lot of money's on the line. So not in this game specifically, but in a lot of games, a lot of money's on the line. You're going to want to, you know, learn how to take what they're giving you. He's in one high safety, so double streaks will really give him a hard time. Here the right streak is open, so we're going to take that with Bowers. Maybe score with him after a couple speed bursts. And no, we can't. That is fine, though. We're just going to continue to move down the field. He might not call timeouts, interesting enough. So we'll see how the situation goes with the clock management here. He's going to be in dollar. So honestly, we're just going to run dive. It's we don't really need to score. Just don't fumble the ball or anything weird. He's not going to call timeout. So I'd argue that we maybe should go down here, because if he's not smart enough to call timeout, why bother score? So, okay, he calls timeout there, which it was worth a shot. Like, I feel like we could still easily score from the 1 here. And like, I feel like, aren't we up a stop already? Yeah, we are. So, like, it's worth it, because if we were, you know, even, maybe this wouldn't be the best choice. But since we're up a stop on him, I kind of like the call a lot, actually. So, do we have the RPO? Honestly, it's 1 yard. I feel like we could just hit the RPO if the outside corner gets blocked over here. Okay, the outside corner did not get blocked, so that was not what we were looking for there, but it is fine. If we don't score here, it is what it is. He's going to have to drive down with very few time left on the clock. So We're going to put our best combo out there to try and score here. Let's see what look he's in first, though, because that'll also affect the play call. He's just really in like a spread out look, which is not my favorite thing. I mean, it's really tempting to run dive here. It really is. But I think our best bet would be to run a flood concept and really just take one of our underneath routes, hopefully. Okay, we just have the running back, and that his user was just kind of lacking a little bit, playing a little bit too far back. And we're going to go for 2 just for the fun of it. Like, why not, man? You know what? You only play ranked once, so we're going to flood the side without the slot corner this time. We're going to run the same combo, but just to the other side. That's the cool thing about a symmetrical offense, is you could run the same play, but to the other side, and they won't even know. So right there, we just take our first read as that whip route. We score. Let's see if we could hold him to nothing here. All right, so he's in bunch tight end. We're going to shade down by hitting wire triangle down on the right stick, and then wire triangle up on the right stick to shade up. And that'll put the cloud flats out there, obviously. Yep, that streak should be taken away by Bates. Please pick it. Nice job by Bates. Let's see if we could get in field goal range with the return here. Okay, beautiful. That'll pretty much seal a field goal here. So as long as we get a couple yards, we'll be in the green. Let's see what defense he's out in. We're going to try and go streak fade, honestly, or wheel fade and split close if we have the chance, because that is also a very good deep play. Yeah, we're going to go streak, fade, wheel on the 3 receiver side here. So, and then on the other side, we'll go, honestly, wheel fade too, because that is wheel fade. The fade pulls the deep blues back, and then the wheel gets underneath or above the flat zone. So let's see if we could do that. He mans up both of the wheels actually, but is Bowers there? Ooh, we almost passed that out that streak for a touchdown. Honestly, probably was worth a shot to throw that up. Here we're just going to be looking for something 10 yards or so to get our field goal. Honestly, we're just going to run dive, just take our 3. Let's see what we get. Okay, we only get a couple yards there. And we're going to try and get a few more yards. We're probably just going to run dive and then honestly like dive up the middle or fall down or something so that we have time here. Okay, we're at the 44. I mean, this is going to be a tough field goal kick here, but honestly was worth a shot to not throw a deep pass, to not like get a pick 6 or anything, being that we do receive at half. So it's kind of worth that, you know, the safety sometimes. Let's see if we could, like this kick in here. Full power. We messed up the accuracy though. I feel like we would have nailed it if we, stopped like a little bit earlier, but a little bit less power. I feel like we still would have made it, but unfortunately we messed it up. Let's see if we could play some solid offense again here. All right, he's in dollar. We're simply going to go to I form close. Power row since he spread his line. If he was going to stay pinch, we would have went to stretch, but since he spread, then we're going to go to power row, and look at how those blocks line up. The pulling blockers in power row are amazing. We're going to turn chew clock on because we're up a score, and I don't think this guy has any good run defense at all, so we're going to continue to go to stretch since he's going to use the linebacker on that side. He ran commit there, but we're still going to have plenty of room. We're going to go down in field goal range here, and the reason we went down in ranked 40-second play clock, it's very easy to chew this out. So if we go up 2 scores, it'll be very, very tough for him to get back into this game. So that's just why. We're in power row. Hopefully he doesn't pinch his line. Here we go. Plenty of room. When they spread their line in dollar, you run power row. When they, keep it pinched, you run stretch. I form close is your best friend against dollar, guys. So honestly, even against this look here, we're going to run stretch because his slot corner is on the left. So we actually just have numbers to the right here. Pretty much, yeah. He just got a nice seal on the edge by Will Anderson there. Nothing crazy. Let's go to split close pro and just hit a short dot. Like, I don't even run a lot of split close pro combos because the runs have been working so well recently for me. But this look is really good here. To see how that guy followed across the field, that means it's man coverage. And we get tackled. It is what it is. We're going to go for it just because it's ranked. It's a video. It's going to we're not gonna take our 3 unless it was a pro game. I would have took my 3, but it is what it is here. We're gonna call bench. We are going to, let's call, I like this here. Honestly, we could pass lead that streak if it's cover 0. We might have the corner route. A lot of options here. Honestly, we just have the corner. Take that, get down. That is a beautiful play. Don't forget those corner routes beat man in zone, guys. I've been running the ball a lot because the run has been working, but again, those corner routes do beat man in zone. So let's see if they can continue to beat man in zone in the 4th quarter here. All right, he's in double mug. We're just gonna run dive if he's gonna use that linebacker. That does not oppose a threat to halfback dive. It only opposes a threat to dive if they are using, like, say, like a slot corner or a top safety, and they're hovering over the center. That'll only be the threat, you know, of having a guy come in free when they are running mid blitz or whatever, or double mug. I mean, sorry. We're gonna go to the RPO on the wide receiver blocking side. We're just gonna go down inside of the 5 here, and that'll give me more time to chew it out. We're also just gonna run. We're gonna make sure we don't score a touchdown until maybe 3rd down here, so that more time comes off of the clock. And this is really just a strategic play. Yeah, good thing we did not score there. Let's chew this out to the 2-minute. All right, funny enough, we're actually just gonna call kneel here so that we don't score. Yeah, you could call QB dive, but it's not. You might score, like, you might just get pulled in. So we just want to make sure we don't score here. That is really the goal by calling that. And then we could score on this down, actually, because I feel like we chewed off enough time to where, yeah, we could score and still be confident that even if he does score a touchdown on his offensive drive, I feel like the clock is just going to be weared off a little bit too much for him to come back. Okay, he's using the right linebacker, I'm pretty sure, so we are going to flood the side of his user so that he doesn't have an extra CPU out there. Actually, he wasn't using that side. He gets a guy to come in free, which is fine. We're just going to take our 3. Honestly, yeah, I could go for it, but take your 3, seal the game away. That is just a smart move. Let's get into the defense here. Okay, we're going to have cloud flats out there by shading down and shading up again. Pass commit, because it's probably going to pass definitely here. There's no world where he runs the ball, so just pass commit, have the better sheds. Yeah, he runs play action there, but he throws it right to Nubin. Nubin picks it, and that'll be game. So, Nubin, yep, get down. Beautiful job. Appreciate you guys for coming through the video. 33% passing for him. Beautiful defense, beautiful offense. Ebook is out. Please get the ebook. If not, watching the videos is perfectly fine. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Join the server. Follow the Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next video.